Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful way of thinking about one of the biggest challenges we all face, that constant, crazy juggle for work-life balance. You know the feeling, right? You're feeling stretched, so thin. Maybe you're missing a family dinner because of a deadline, or you skip your workout to go out with friends. Look, you are not alone in this. It's a feeling we all know. And guess what? There's actually a name for this exact tension. Okay, so let's get right into it. It's a concept called the four-burner theory, and it offers a surprisingly simple and honestly kind of brutal way to look at our priorities and where our time really goes. So the idea is actually super simple, but man, is it effective. Just imagine your life is a four-burner stove. Each one of those burners represents a huge part of your life. You've got one for family, one for friends, one for your health, and one for your work. Here's the catch. You've only got so much gas to fuel all of them at the same time. And this is where the theory really hits you. This quote just cuts right to the heart of it. It basically says that if you want to be truly excellent at something, you have to intentionally sacrifice something else. So, if the choice is that brutal, what are we supposed to do about it? Well, one way to tackle this comes from an author named Will Moore, and he argues that the whole theory, the stove itself, is the problem. He says we don't have to turn off the burners, we just need to rebuild the entire stove. His idea is something he calls the five-core solution, and it's a total shift in thinking, right? He's saying, forget this scarcity mindset where if work wins, your health has to lose. He believes these parts of your life are synergistic. They can actually feed and strengthen each other. I mean, it makes sense. When you're healthy, you've got more energy for your career. When your relationships are solid, you feel supported enough to take risks at work. And this is where it gets really interesting, because he adds a whole new piece to the puzzle, the mindset core. He sees this as the main power source for the whole stove. It's your outlook, your focus, your resilience. The idea is that if your mindset is right, it's like a turbo boost for everything else, helping all the other burners burn brighter together. And look, this isn't just some high-level theory. He lays out some really practical ways to actually do this. That daily check-in, it's like running a quick diagnostic on your life every single morning. And combining tasks, a walking meeting, genius. You're literally firing up your health burner to fuel your work burner at the exact same time. It's all about being intentional, right? Designing your life so the burners work together, not against each other. Okay, but now, let's flip the script completely. Let's look at a totally different approach from author James Clear. He says, you know what? Let's just accept the theory is true. You can't have it all at once. The trick is to learn how to master the stove you've already got. So Clear's approach is super pragmatic. He's not selling you this dream of perfect, flawless balance all the time. He's like, listen, life is full of trade-offs. The goal isn't to get rid of them, it's to be smart and conscious about the ones you make. You gotta be the CEO of your own time and energy. And he gives us this toolkit with three main strategies. First, you can outsource stuff. Pay someone to help keep a burner lit for you, like hiring help at home or at work. Second, you can embrace your limits. So instead of wishing you had more time, you make every single minute you do have count. And third, and this one is a big one, you start to think about your life in seasons. Man, this seasons of life idea, it's a game changer, because it totally reframes the problem. You're not trying to balance everything perfectly this week. You're trying to find fulfillment over your entire lifetime. Maybe your 20s are a season for cranking the work and health burners way up. Then later, the family burner takes center stage. The point isn't about giving up on things. It's about rotating your focus intentionally as you go through life. So, where does that leave us? We've got two really compelling but totally different philosophies for how to manage your stove. Do you go for synergy or do you go for seasons? So on one hand, you have the rebuild the stove camp, which says, yes, you can have it all. Everything can work together if you have the right system. But on the other hand, you have the master the stove camp, which says, nope. Life is about choices. You just have to get really good at making them consciously. And here's the most important takeaway, I think. There is no right answer here. One of these isn't better than the other. These are just tools, right? They're frameworks to help you look at your own life and be way more intentional about where your precious time and energy are actually going. Which really brings it all back to you. It takes all this theory and makes it super personal. So I'll leave you with this question. Looking at your life, at your own stove right now, what season are you in? Which burners have you chosen to crank up to high, and which ones are you consciously letting simmer on low?